What is up, boys? I'm your boy Nick with Pick My Man. In this video, we're going to be talking about UFC Fight Night next week. Dariush versus Tsarukyan. And this card's going down next week. Unfortunately, no UFC card this week. It is what it is. So after watching fight tape, I'm making this video after watching full fight tape on all these fighters. And we're going to go over the whole card, the full card breakdowns. I already made the video early. That was a quick picks video for this card. So now we're going to go over a little bit more details. I got a little bit more detail. We're going to go into a little bit more details for each fight. Let's get into it, guys. So the first fight on the card, we have Jamey-Lyn Horth taking on Veronica Hardy. Jamey-Lyn Horth is going to be the bigger girl in this fight. She's slightly favored to win the fight. She's minus 135, I think. I got her minus 135. I put her in a parlay, long shot parlay with Julia Avila already. But she's minus 135 right now. Not the worst line out there. She's undefeated. She looked really good against Haley Coven. I picked her there against Haley Coven. I think I picked her by submission or by decision. I think I picked her by decision. But she got that win 6 months ago, and now she's coming back to make it 7 in a row. And I do think she's going to be able to make it 7 in a row. Veronica Hardy, that fight against Juliana Miller. Juliana Miller is pretty horrible. I don't rate Juliana Miller all that much. Juliana Miller didn't really do anything in that fight. She was just trying to grapple her from her back. She's pulling guard. Juliana Miller looked absolutely horrible in that fight. After that, she got knocked out. Juliana Miller did get knocked out by Luena Santos, I think it was. But yeah, I don't think there's any... beating Juliana Miller doesn't really hold any value in my book at this point. Before that, she lost to 1-0 fighter Solecki. She hasn't been all that active. Now she's coming back. She's 28 years old. She is a little bit on the younger side. Still can make a lot of improvements. But getting submitted by Jillian Robertson, who's a capable fighter, losing to Andre Lee, not really the best of look in my opinion. In this fight, now she's taking on Jamey-Lyn Horth, who's going to be much bigger than her, 7 inch taller. She's going to have a 7 inch reach advantage. And she's fighting out of Canada, working with a lot of Canadian fighters over there. And I do think Jamey-Lyn Horth's going to get the job done. I do think she's going to get the job done. So I am pick flipping here. After watching tape, I just wasn't all that impressed by Veronica Hardy. She doesn't have any finishing ability. She finished Potieria Vienna, but who hasn't finished Potieria Vienna at this point? But I'm going to go Jamey-Lyn Horth. I think she's the better fighter. I think she's just a little bit more physical. The more physical woman in this fight, I think. And I think she's got the grappling edge in this fight. She's got the better wrestling. And I do like her here. A slight favorite, undefeated 6-0. I do think she's going to come into this fight with a lot of confidence. And I do think she's going to be able to get the takedowns. And I think that's where the difference is going to be in the takedowns and the grappling. I think she's going to be a little bit more stronger in the grappling exchanges. She was able to get some takedowns on Haley Coven. But Haley Coven kind of just gassed out after the first round. So we're going to really find out how good Jamey-Lyn Horth really is. Because Veronica Hardy, she's got good cardio. She doesn't have bad cardio or anything. So I do think Veronica Hardy is going to give her a fight for her money. And I do think Jamey-Lyn Horth just going to do a little bit more. I think it's going to be 29-28 for Jamey-Lyn Horth. I don't think we're going to see a finish from either side. I do like the over 2.5 rounds in this fight. I don't know where the lines are going to open. I do expect the books to open the lines at over 2.5 instead of over 1.5 because these girls don't really finish fights. I'm going to take Jamey-Lyn Horth by decision, close decision, 29-28. Let's go to the next one. Next one, we got Wellington Turman taking on Gooden. I ended up putting some, like early, as soon as the lines opened, I ended up putting like a unit on Gooden, but I'm probably going to cash out. I don't feel too good about it. After watching fight tape, this dude that he beat was absolute can. I mean, he stomped on him. This dude gassed out so badly. The Marquez Jackson. If you guys go watch that fight, that was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. Gooden didn't even touch him, and he just fell on his back, and he's like, I'm done. I mean, this guy was pretty bad too. Doug Oster, he fought a bunch of cans on the regionals. And when he came back into the UFC, fought Carlson Harris. His only losses to Shavkat Rakhmonov. So no shame losing to Carlson Harris. But in this fight, man, he got knocked out by Impact Sangane. No shame there. But in this fight, man, I do think Wellington Turman is going to be able to... He's going to be the better striker. I do think Wellington Turman is going to be the better striker. I do think he's gonna be able to get the takedowns. Jared Gooden, he's got some okay takedown defense, but I've seen him get taken down before. He's getting taken down by Jackson too. I've seen him get taken down by him too, which is not a good look. So I do think Wellington Turman's gonna. I mean, he was doing pretty good against Randy Brown. That was a back and forth fight. I think Randy Brown he's a pretty good point fighter. So Randy Brown was just able to land those touches, legs a little bit more, land a little bit more volume on Turman. But in this fight, I think Turman's gonna have the grappling edge. I think he's gonna be able to get the takedowns and mix it in on the feet too. I do like Wellington Turman a lot, but I don't know if I'll be betting on him. I don't think I'm gonna be betting on him because I don't really trust him all that much. But this is a step down in competition for him, and I do see him getting the job done. I do think Turman's gonna get the job done. I think it's gonna be by maybe 29-28, close decision, but I do think Turman's gonna get the job done. Let's go to the next fight, guys. Next fight, we got Ihor Potieria taking on Rodolfo Bellato, and I'm really excited about this matchup. I like this matchup a lot. This is a good debut fight for Rodolfo Bellato. Ihor Potieria, he's got pretty good striking. He's a good striker. Not really a grappler. He's gonna look to strike on the feet, but it doesn't have the best of chins. I've seen him get slept by the left hook so many times. He got touched by that left hook from, he just got standing TKO'd by Nicole Negumeriano, who's not all that good. But he just gassed out in that fight. He was gassed out badly after the first couple minutes. Has one of the worst cardios I've ever seen. And against Mauricio Hua, who's way past his prime at this point, he was getting touched up. He got hurt badly in the first round too. So there's a lot of red flags on Ihor Potieria's side. And then he got knocked out by that left hook from Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg is not finishing everyone, so no shame getting knocked out by Ulberg. But in this fight, I'm going to say Rodolfo Bellato get the job done. I have Rodolfo Bellato parlayed with a couple of fighters already. And I do like Rodolfo Bellato a lot here. I think he's going to get the job done. I think Bellato is going to get the knockout early. Even if Potieria has some early success, I don't think he's going to have the cardio or gas tank to finish Rodolfo Bellato. Bellato's a really tough dude. He's only been finished twice by one guy, Vitor Portino, who's an absolute monster. Even in the UFC, Vitor Portino is like 10-1 defeated at this point, so no shame there. But since then, he's only done really good. He's finished Mateus Mesaros, beat Dos Santos, who's a tough guy. Dos Santos is a tough dude. He wrestled him for 5 rounds and showed good cardio there. Then this is the biggest win that he has, Murzakanov Talla. This dude was like undefeated in the amateurs, undefeated in the pro leagues out of Russia, Bahrain, Russia. And this dude Talla just couldn't really do anything to him. He landed a lot of good shots, but Bellato's chin is just crazy good. He showed good durability there, showed good cardio there, showed good toughness there against Talla. And I just don't think Potieria has the toughness or the great to beat Bellato. I think this is Rodolfo Bellato all day. I think Rodolfo Bellato is going to get the knockout. Or it could be a submission too. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets a submission on the ground. He's got some submission capabilities. But I do think it's going to be a knockout because Potieria doesn't have a chin on him. And I do think Rodolfo Bellato is going to touch that chin. And I think it's going to crack his chin. So Rodolfo Bellato by first round TKO is my pick. Let's go to the next one. Next up, we got Steve Garcia versus Melquizael Costa. And after watching tape, I'm gonna do a pick flip here. I'm gonna go with Melquizael Costa. Steve Garcia, this dude is super careless. The way he got knocked out by Miesha, that was pretty crazy. I mean, he walked right into it. Doesn't have the best head movement. He's really careless out there. And I do think Melquizael Costa is gonna be the more technical fighter. I do think he's gonna be the more technical striker too. And he's got the grappling edge in this fight, so I do like Melquizael Costa here. I don't know if he's going to finish Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is a tough dude. He's tough to get out of there. So I don't know if he's going to finish him, but I do think we're going to see Melquizael Costa get the job done. So I am pick flipping here because after watching tape, you can really see Steve Garcia is not that good. I mean, he's got some knockouts, knocked out Chase Hooper, which is looking good for him. But Chase Hooper, not the best striker out there. We know that. Knocked out Shaolin Erdenbekwe. But he was getting cracked in the first round. Shaolin almost had him out of there in the first round. So I don't like what I see from those fights. He gets hurt in almost every fight. He's getting cracked. His chin's getting cracked. His chin isn't that good either. So I do think Melquizael Costa is going to get the job done. He made his UFC debut against Thiago Moises. Is a tough guy to make your UFC debut against. But since then, he picked up that dominated Ostalingo. Ostalingo couldn't figure him out. I mean, Melquizael Costa's kickboxing skills looked really good against Ostalingo. He was firing on all cylinders, landing those body kicks, landing those leg kicks, going to the head too. So I do like Melquizael Costa here. I do think he's a good parlay piece. I do think he's going to stay safe in the striking exchanges, and I think he's going to get the job done. I don't know if he's going to finish Steve Garcia. We have seen Steve Garcia get finished, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to finish him, but I'll say by decision for now. I think Costa by decision for now is my pick. Let's go to the next fight, guys. Next up, we got Solecki taking on Drakkar Klose. And Solecki is the grappler. Drakkar Klose is the striker mostly, but he can grapple also. And this is another fight that I'm pick flipping on because after watching fight tape on Solecki, I wasn't all that impressed. I mean, this dude, he was getting cracked by Carl Deaton too on the feet before he got that takedown and submitted him. He was a minus 500 favorite to win that fight. That was an easy matchup for him. Carl Deaton, I think he's out of the UFC now at this point. Deaton isn't all that good. Barely won that fight over Alex de Silva. Isn't a good look either. I mean, Alex de Silva isn't all that good. Lost a split decision to Jared Gooden. He was able to get some takedowns against Jared Gooden, but didn't land anything. He only landed like 14 significant strikes, which is a lot of red flags in my opinion. Beat Jim Miller, which is a good look for him. Beat Austin Hubbard. Rear naked choke. He's got a good grappling, I'll say that much. Good back takes. Good rear naked choke. He's really slick with the submissions. But I don't know if he's going to be able to hold Drakkar Klose down, man. This dude is a strong guy for the weight class. Drakkar Klose, he's got some good striking. He's really coming into his own right now. He got knocked out by Beneil Dariush, where he was willing to go to war with Beneil Dariush. And he heard Beneil Dariush, cracked his chin. And then he was trying to find a TKO over Beneil Dariush, and that's where he got cracked. So if he gets careless, he can definitely get put out cold. But I don't think Solecki has a level of striking where Beneil Dariush to KO Drakkar Klose. This is another fight I'm pick flipping on because after watching fight tape, I wasn't all that impressed by Solecki. He's a good good grappler, but his striking just isn't there yet. I just don't like his striking all that much. I still think he needs to put in a lot of work in the striking range. And maybe in the future you can make some improvements, but I think this is too much of a step up in competition for him at this point. Against Jared Gooden, he was just trying to hold on to him. He wasn't trying to do anything on the feet. So I don't like the way that he's barely even throwing anything out there. Even if he gets Drakkar Klose down a couple of times, if he doesn't get that submission, I don't know how he's gonna win. I mean, he doesn't land any significant strikes out there. He's very low output, and I think Drakkar Klose is gonna be able to crack him a couple of times on the feet. And I think he's going to be able to get the W. I'll say Drakkar Klose by unanimous decision is my pick. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Cody Brundage taking on Jack Reese. Cody Brundage is a good, powerful striker and grappler. He's got wrestling background, but his cardio always fails him. He's got like a couple of minutes of cardio. He should be on a 4-5 losing streak right now, but he got that DQ win over Jacob Malkoun, where Jacob Malkoun was a dumbass and landed some back of the head elbows. Jacob Malkoun has to be one of the dumbest fighters out there, and I'm glad I didn't bet on Jacob Malkoun. What an idiot Jacob Malkoun is. But now the UFC is trying to get rid of him. I think they're not happy with Cody Brundage. They're giving him they're giving Jack Reese debut against Cody Brundage, who should be on a 4-5 losing streak right now. And I do think Jack Reese is gonna get the job done, man. I already got Jack Reese in a couple of parlays at minus 270, I think minus 275, and I do like him a lot, man. He's got good jiu-jitsu, he's got a black belt in BJJ. He's got good striking, powerful guy. He's a very long and tall for the weight class, 6'4" with a 77-inch reach. He's gonna have a 6-inch reach advantage, training at a war training center with some good level guys over there. And I think Jack Reese is gonna get a first round submission is my pick. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Miesha Tate taking on Julia Avila. And I think Miesha Tate's time is done. I think her time is over. Even though she's been very active, but she looked absolutely horrible against Lorraine Murphy. Lorraine Murphy isn't the best of strikers out there, and she just absolutely schooled her for 3 rounds. Landed a lot of damage on Miesha Tate. And Miesha Tate's been taking a lot of damage, man. She got that win over Marion Reneau, who's pretty horrible. Barely has a positive record. But I think Julia Avila is going to get the job done. I know she hasn't been all that active. I already parlayed Julia Avila with Jamey-Lyn Horth for plus 200, I think it was, something like that, plus 190. That's my women's MMA parlay for plus 190 for Julia Avila and Jamey-Lyn Horth. I like that parlay somewhat. I'm not really confident, but it's a women's MMA parlay because I'm not going to parlay any women's MMA with my male fighter. So I'll throw those two in a parlay for plus 190. But I think Julia Avila is going to get the job done. Her striking is much better than Miesha Tate, I think, and her grappling is pretty good. And she's got some submission skills too. She's got some power in her hands. I think Julia Avila is going to land some damaging shots on the feet. And I think we're going to see Miesha Tate get bloodied up. And I think it's going to be, I don't know if Julia Avila is going to finish her. I could see a finish. But I think it's going to be a decision. Miesha Tate's a tough girl. She doesn't get finished all that much. She's only been finished once by Amanda Nunes, I think, who's the former champion, double champ. So I'll take Julia Avila by decision. I think she's going to be able to land more damaging shots on the feet. I think she's going to have the speed advantage. She's going to be durable enough where Miesha Tate lands anything. I don't think it's going to affect Julia Avila. And I think Julia Avila is going to get the job done by decision. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Guida taking on Joaquim Silva. And Guida is a good grappler, good pressure, good cardio. And he can definitely push the pace for 3 rounds. I mean, he's won so many 3-round fights where he was favored to lose. And if you guys look at his record, I mean, he loses one, wins one, loses one, wins one. But he's got a big grappling hole in his game where he gets submitted a lot. I mean, he's been submitted like 10 times at this point. He's been subbed like 11 times, okay. So there's a big grappling hole in his game where he gets submitted, but he's not a guy that gets knocked out all that much. He only has 2 knockout losses in his, fucking crazy 35 UFC fights at this point. Only 2 knockout losses, but I do think we're going to see another knockout loss for Guida here. Or we could see a submission too. Joaquim Silva, he's got some slick submission game. He's got some knockout wins too. I could see a knockout win, or he cracked Arman Tsarukyan in the 2nd round. So I mean, he almost had Arman Tsarukyan in some big trouble. So I think if he lands the same big shot that he did on Arman Tsarukyan, I don't think Guida is going to be able to take the big shot. I mean, at 41 years old, to still be fighting at 155 is just not the best look out there. I think we're going to see Joaquim Silva either get a first round TKO or submission. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Khalil Rountree taking on Azamat Murzakanov. And I do have a bet on Azamat Murzakanov. I got him at minus 135. He's sitting at minus 180 now. I think Azamat Murzakanov is sitting at minus 192, minus 1. He opened at plus minus 110, even money. And I bet him at minus 135. So I do like Azamat Murzakanov here a lot, but this is a tough fight for him. This is not an easy matchup for him. This is a tough fight in the rankings for him. He's coming off that really good win over Dustin Jacoby where he knocked him down a couple of times in the first 2 rounds, won the first 2 rounds clearly, and then gassed out in the 3rd round. I don't know why Dustin Jacoby was grappling him in the 3rd round. He probably could have finished Murzakanov if he just tried to strike with him in the 3rd round. But Dustin Jacoby's got some bad fight IQ at sometimes. So it is what it is. But in this fight, I think this is going to be a kickboxing matchup. And I do think Azamat Murzakanov just has a little bit more pop in his shots. I think he's got a knockdown in every fight. He's knocked down everyone in the UFC at this point. He knocked out Tafan Chukwi where he was down on the scorecards and found that knockout in the 3rd round. And even though Khalil Rountree's got some good Muay Thai skills, he's got some good kicks to the knees. He's got some really slick Muay Thai, man. He's got good power too. But I do think we're going to see Azamat Murzakanov land one of those big shots on the feet. I think he's the better boxer. I think he's the more technical boxer. And I do think we're going to see the professional get the job done by knockout is my pick. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up on the main card. We got Punahele Soriano taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. And this is a pretty easy matchup to pick. I think Punahele Soriano is going to get the first round TKO. But if he doesn't get the first round TKO, he could be in some trouble. But he doesn't have the best gas tank out there. I'll say that much. But he's had some tough fights in the UFC. He fought against Roman Kopylov, who's an absolute fire right now. Roman Kopylov looks unstoppable right now. Fought against the Salugian Bull. He knocked him out with overhand right. Fought Nick Maximov, which isn't a good look. He gassed out in that fight, got taken down by Nick Maximov, who's not in the UFC at this point. Lost again Brandon Allen, who's a top contender right now. No shame there. knocked out Dusko Todorovic. Yeah, Dustin Stoltzfus should not be in the UFC in my opinion. He has that win over Dwight Grant. That's his only win in the UFC. He has that other win over, I think, Joe Pyfer, which was where Joe Pyfer broke his arm on Dana White Contender Series. So, unless Punahele Soriano gets injured or some freak injury such shit happens, I think Punahele Soriano is going to land one of those big overhand rights and put Dusko Todorovic lights out. I'll say first round knockout for Punahele Soriano. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Sean Brady taking on Kelvin Gastelum. And I'm really excited about this matchup. I like both of these guys. I like Kelvin Gastelum a little bit more. I think Sean Brady's not the toughest guy out there. Getting standing TKO'd by Bilal Muhammad isn't the best look out there in my opinion. But he's a good grappler. He's got okay cardio. But he's got okay striking too. He's touching up Bilal Muhammad here and there. But I don't think he's gonna have the power to take Kelvin Gastelum or take him out. Kelvin Gastelum has never been knocked out and he's only fought the best level of competition out there. Fought against Chris Curtis, fought against Jared Cannonier, fought Robert Whittaker, fought Ian Hines, fought Jack Hermanson. I mean, he's been fighting the straight killers at 185 and 170, and now he's back to 170. I hope he makes weight. That's the only thing that worries me for Kelvin Gastelum, that I hope he makes weight. He's still the underdog. He's plus 110, I think, on some books. Where is he? So Kelvin Gastelum is plus 110. He's plus 118 on some books. Unibet is plus 118. I do like Kelvin Gastelum here. Even after watching fight tape, I wasn't all that impressed by Sean Brady. He hasn't had the toughest fights out there. He couldn't finish Michael Chiesa, who's got a kink for getting Darce choked. Submitted Jake Matthews, who we know at this point isn't all that good. Jake Matthews is on and off. Submitted Christian Aguilera, who's not in the UFC at this point, I think. Beat Ismail Nardiv. Yeah, he's at a easy road to the rankings. I mean, I think if Kelvin Gastelum is 100%, I think we're gonna see Kelvin Gastelum get a TKO or just a win by decision. I think he's gonna win 2 out of 3 rounds. We might see Sean Brady get some takedowns in the first round, but as this fight drags on, I think Kelvin Gastelum is gonna take over. I think Kelvin Gastelum's got the better striking. He's got the better chin. He's got the better durability. Getting knocked out by Bilal Muhammad standing TKO isn't the best look. He pretty much just quit in there. He pretty much just quit against Bilal Muhammad. So I can't pick a quitter. I gotta go with Kelvin Gastelum. I'm still gonna keep my same pick that I had earlier. Kelvin Gastelum by decision is my pick, and he's underdog. I think he's a good underdog to bet on. And the next one, guys. Next up, we got Rob Font taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. And Deiveson Figueiredo is moving up to a bantamweight from flyweight because he can't make the weight anymore. He got knocked out by Brendan Moreno. That was the doctor stoppage, but he couldn't really land anything. He couldn't get his striking going. He looked absolutely horrible in that fight. Looked like he almost didn't train for that fight. I mean, Brendan Moreno was doing anything he wanted to Figueiredo, and Figueiredo just didn't have an answer for him. He did beat Brendan Moreno the fight before, but that was a really close fight. Could have gone either way. Then he got submitted to Brendan Moreno before. So now he's moving up in weight. I think Rob Font's going to be the much better striker. He's going to be the much better boxer. And he's the rightful favorite, man. I mean, he's got out-grappled by Corey Sandhagen. We picked Corey Sandhagen by decision there. Knocked out Adrian Yanez. I mean, Yanez is a good boxer. Got outstruck by Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera knocked him down a couple of times, but Marlon Vera has some serious power and has a good chin. So, I mean, Rob Font had some good success early in that fight, but Marlon Vera just has a crazy chin and got outworked by Jose Aldo. But in this fight, I think this is a good comeback win for him. Comeback fight for him. I think he's going to get a job done here. I'm going to say he knocks Deiveson Figueiredo out, man. I know a lot of people are picking Deiveson Figueiredo out there, and I just don't understand why. I mean, how are you guys so confident in Deiveson Figueiredo? I mean, what has he done? Even at flyweight, he couldn't fucking knock out Brendan Moreno. I mean, Brendan Moreno, we've seen Brendan Moreno get knocked out before, and he couldn't do that. We've seen Brendan Moreno get knocked out by, what's his name? Fucking, the flyweight champion right now. Alexander Pantoja. Yeah, Pantoja fucking knocked out Brendan Moreno on the Ultimate Fighter. And Figueiredo couldn't even do that. I mean, how many knockouts is he? 9 wins by knockout, 4 wins by knockout at flyweight. in the UFC. He's got 3 wins by submission. I think his best path to victory is going to be submission if he can get the fight to the ground. But if Corey Sandhagen wasn't able to submit Rob Font, I don't see how Deiveson Figueiredo is going to do it, man. I think we're going to see a knockout for Rob Font. I think he's going to knock him out cold by one of his... I think it's going to be... Deiveson Figueiredo is going to get comfortable in the boxing range. And I think we're going to see Rob Font clip him and put him out cold. I'm going to go Rob Font by TKO, man. Rob Font by TKO is my pick. Most people are picking... half of the people are picking Figgy here. And I just don't understand why, man. I don't understand why people are so confident in Figueiredo. He's the one moving up in weight. I mean, it's not the other way around. I'll go Font by TKO is my pick. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we're the main event of the evening. Hit the like down below. You guys already know my pick. I'm gonna keep the same pick. Arman Tsarukyan is my lock of the week. You guys already know I locked him at -180. I knew the lines would go crazy. Arman Tsarukyan -270 right now. I told you guys he's gonna close in at -300, -290, -250 on Beve, -290 on FanDuel. So you guys, I told you guys. I mean, I knew that line was gonna get cracked. That line was gonna get absolutely hammered, and it is. I mean, Beneil Dariush, he's got okay grappling. He's a no-gi world champion. And he's coming off the knockout loss to Charles Oliveira, where he just didn't have anything for Charles Oliveira. He looked so slow and stiff on the feet. Couldn't really land anything on Charles Oliveira. I mean, took him down. I mean, it wasn't that he took him down. Charles Oliveira pulled guard, and he couldn't really land any ground and pound. He had some very lazy ground and pound shots that he was landing. I wasn't really all that impressed by him. But that's Charles Oliveira. Even against Mateusz Gamrot. I mean, Mateusz Gamrot got him down a couple of times, but Mateusz Gamrot, we know he doesn't have any ground and pound. When he gets a takedown, he's more of a guy that's just going to hold you down and try to get those control time. But he knocked down Mateusz Gamrot in the 3rd round, I think it was, and won the fight there. But in this fight, I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to be the better striker. I think he's going to be the better wrestler. I don't know who's going to be the better jiu-jitsu artist, but I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to get the job done. I locked him at -180. And he's still my lock of the week, man. I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to get a TKO. I'll say 2nd round TKO for Arman Tsarukyan. And I think he's going to put everyone on notice, man. I think he's going to put everyone on notice. Beneil Dariush has been knocked out 4 times at the UFC level. He's been submitted once. So all of his losses are by his finish. And I think we're going to see another finish here, man. I think Arman Tsarukyan is going to knock out Beneil Dariush. And I think he's going to come in the 2nd round TKO for Arman Tsarukyan. So those are the picks, guys. Let's go over all the card again. So in the main event, we're going to go Arman Tsarukyan by TKO. And the co-main event, we're going to go... I think there's going to be another co-main event. I think Hooker, because Hooker is out of the fight with Bobby Green. I think we might see... RDA is looking to step into the co-main event. We might see Bobby Green versus RDA. Maybe we could see that fight. But until then, we're going to go Rob Font by TKO against Figueiredo. In the next fight, we're going to go Kelvin Gastelum by decision. We could see a TKO for Kelvin Gastelum too. Next fight, we're going to go Punahele Soriano by TKO 1st round. Next fight, we're going to go Azamat Murzakanov by TKO. Next fight, we're going to go Joaquim Silva by submission, 1st round submission, I think, or TKO. Next fight, we're going to go Julia Avila by decision. Could be a TKO too. Because Miesha Tate looks absolutely horrible right now. She should not be fighting in the UFC, in my opinion. In the next fight, we're going to go Jack Reese by 1st round finish. Next fight, we're going to go Drakkar Klose by decision. In the next one, we're going to go Melquizael Costa by decision. In the next one, we're going to go Rodolfo Bellato by 1st round knockout. And the next one, we're going to go Wellington Turman by decision. Next one, we're going to go Jamey-Lyn Horth by decision. So those are the picks, guys. I think I only have one underdog pick right now. As of right now, it's which one is it? Kelvin Gastelum is my underdog pick on the card. But I've had to do some pick flips because after watching fight tape, you just can't go with the same picks that I made early. So we still have 14 fights on this card as of right now. We might have another 15th fight if they add that Bobby Green fight. If they find a replacement for Bobby Green, for Dan Hooker, I mean. We could see Bobby Green versus RDA, like I said earlier. They're looking to put that fight back together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, guys. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for we hit for over 500 subscribers, and I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you so much for watching the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Take it easy. Good luck on all your bets, and we're coming off 2 back-to-back winning weekends on UFC, Bellator, LFA. So let's make it 3 in a row, guys. Hell yeah, let's freaking go. Hit the like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subbed yet. and I make content every single day. I make content every other day or every single day sometimes. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Give me your three fight parlays. I mean 3-fight parlays. 3-fighter parlays. I mean, I'm fucking mumbling. But give me your 3-fighter parlays for plus money. It's gotta be at least plus 100, and I'll give you guys a shout out in the next video. Alright guys, take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. I know I keep saying take it easy, but I mean, good luck on all your bets, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.